Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are digging into a massive question in business. How do you stop chasing customers and actually start attracting them? Well, the answer lies in a really powerful strategy called inbound marketing. If you run a business or you're in marketing, this probably hits home. You spend so much energy just pushing your message out there, crossing your fingers that someone, anyone, will listen. But what if you could just flip that whole script? And that flip really comes down to a fundamental choice. See, on one side, you've got the old school playbook, interruption marketing. It's all about popping up, cold calling, chasing people down, and pushing ads in their faces. But on the other side, you have inbound marketing. And that's all about earning attention by drawing people in, by helping them, and by creating real, tangible value. Now, this isn't just about trying out a few new tactics. It is a genuine power shift. Instead of the marketer holding all the cards, dictating the conversation, the power actually moved to the customer. They're the ones in the driver's seat. So what does that actually mean in practice? Well, think of it like this. Instead of being a giant, annoying billboard that people are forced to drive past, you become the helpful, detailed map they're actively searching for to solve their problem. Let's make this really concrete. It's basically a simple swap. Those pop-up ads, they become helpful videos people actually want to watch. Those generic display ads all over the internet, they become insightful blog posts people look forward to reading. And cold calls? Gone. They're replaced by useful content that makes prospects want to pick up the phone and call you. It is a very clear move from intrusion to invitation. Okay, so how do you actually do this? It's not about just throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. There is a proven four-stage engine called the inbound methodology that guides the entire process. And here's how that whole journey unfolds. First, you attract complete strangers and turn them into visitors with valuable content. From there, you convert those visitors into leads by offering them something useful in exchange for their contact info. Next, you close those leads, turning them into customers by nurturing that relationship. And finally, this is the magic step. You delight those customers so much that they become your biggest fans and promoters. But, and you have to remember this is not a set it and forget it kind of system. You have to analyze everything. Every single blog post, every email, every social media update. You've got to measure it to know what's working and what's not. The data is your only real guide here. But before you can attract or convert or close or delight anyone, you have to know, really know exactly who you're trying to reach. This is arguably the most critical piece of the whole puzzle. The tool for this is what we call a buyer persona. And this is so important. It's not just a demographic like males 25-35. No, it's a detailed profile of a semi-fictional person, and it's based on actual data and research. Why? Because you just can't help someone if you don't understand them first. And to build that profile, you have to get specific. You need to answer some pretty deep questions about their professional life. What are their goals? What challenges literally keep them up at night? Where do they hang out online to get information? The more detail you have, the better. Okay, so you know who you're talking to. The very next step is to understand the journey they take before they ever even think about talking to you. This is what we call the buyer's journey. And let's be crystal clear about something. This is not your sales process. It has nothing to do with your funnel. It is a map of their world and the research path they follow, completely on their own terms. This journey, it typically has 3 phases. First up is awareness. That's when someone is thinking, I think I have a problem, but I'm not even sure what to call it. Then comes consideration. Okay, I've defined my problem. Now what are all the different ways I could possibly solve it? And finally, you have the decision stage. All right, I know the type of solution I want. Now, which specific company am I going to choose? Now, understanding this framework is one thing, but actually applying it, that's where things get really interesting. So let's try a quick scenario. Let's say you write a blog post that's all about your product's great features. Where does that piece of content fit in their journey? Is that for someone who's just becoming aware they have a problem? Is it for someone who's considering all their different options? Or is it for someone who's ready to make that final decision? If you picked C, the decision stage, you are technically correct because the content is all about your specific solution. It's aimed squarely at someone who's actively comparing vendors. But wait, this was actually a bit of a trick question, because the most effective blogs, the ones that truly get the whole inbound spirit, they aren't really for the decision stage at all. Their main job is to educate people about their problems and potential solutions, building trust long before a sale is ever even mentioned. And that right there, that idea, brings us to the simple, powerful formula that ties all of this together. It's the one unifying principle at the very heart of all successful inbound marketing. It all boils down to this incredibly simple but powerful equation. Inbound marketing equals content plus context. Content is the what you create, right? The blogs, the videos, the ebooks, all that stuff. But context is the magic ingredient. It's creating the right content for the right person, that's your buyer persona, at the right time in their buyer's journey. And that is the ultimate goal. When you nail both content and context, you're not just another advertiser yelling for attention. You become a trusted resource. You are creating marketing that people actually genuinely love. So look, if you take away just one thing from all of this, let it be this. Inbound isn't about finding clever ways to sell. It is about fundamentally transforming your marketing into a genuinely helpful service for your ideal customer. And so we'll leave you with this final thought. You're an expert on your product, no question about it. But are you an expert on your customer's journey? Because that right there, that's where the real opportunity for growth begins.